Let's welcome Ms. Urvashi Prasad. She is Director of Niti Aayog. Ma'am, welcome. And one more thing I would like to share with all the audiences that she is one of the officials, I would say, that who understands the topic very closely, because if you don't mind, I can share that she is going through, cancer, and she has experienced everything that, we had been talking about the entire day. And ma'am, without wasting time, I would like to invite you and share your initiatives and thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, like you said, that, I'm obviously going to speak from the policy perspective, as you've requested me to do from the government's perspective. But also I do have a personal experience as well, of this condition, which I think, then makes it much more meaningful, if you want to think about making any policies or programs for people, because I do believe that, cancer is something, it's very complex, it's just one word, but it has so many elements and so many dimensions. Healthcare is just one part of it. But then there's the whole, the emotional aspects, the psychological aspects, the social aspects, and of course financial aspects. So it's not just a disease or just a health system issue. It is a whole of society issue. And I think it's very important that we start to look at cancer in that fashion, that this is something which the entire society has to tackle. And it's not something which can be just left to the affected individual. So I think, from the government's point of view, I think one of the very big areas that we are trying to now stress on, and the previous speaker also alluded to that, is on prevention, promotion of healthy lifestyles, as well as early detection, because I think it's very important for people to understand that sometimes you can do everything right, and you can still get cancer. So there is no it's there's no foolproof way to ensure that you will never get cancer. You can eat healthy, you can exercise, you can be a non-smoker, a non-drinker. I mean, personally, I think my profile ticks all these boxes. But you never know, when this disease can just happen to you. There's so many different reasons why it happens in an individual. So I think that is, of course, something very important to understand, that we should not stigmatize or discriminate against somebody who's got cancer as sort of almost blaming them or saying it's your fault, you must not have done something right. That is also not true. But of course, we should all follow a certain healthy lifestyle. We should do what is in our hands. And what is in our hands is not so much, our genetics is not really in our hands. A lot of times our environment is not in our hands. A lot of us are living in very polluted cities, and that might not be in our hands. We might not be able to do anything about it.